Welcome back to Fan Style Reviews. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Pretty well.
Yes. It's good to be back in the studio today.
It's great to be back in the studio.
Well, are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Of course.
We're talking about the ending 2 episodes to Obi Wan. I mean, what'd you guys think?
I think it was a good series. I think it was a great series. But before we start, there will be a spoiler warning. All right. But again, as I was saying, I think it was a great series. Even for those people who are not a big Star Wars fan. It kind of forced me to kind of get a little bit into the whole aspect of the whole Star Wars story. You know, the prequels where, Anakin became Vader and the whole where things left off, like for us in actual time 20 years ago.
They're starting to develop these movies and series that are linking the movies themselves, the original series. Mm-hmm. And this is a good one that links, that has us, even though we haven't gone super far in the future, it's definitely the start of a link to get us to episode 6 from episode 3.
Yes.
Or episode 4.
Yes, and for those people who feel, it starts out slow, just give it some time.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it some time. You're going to get things that you want out of this show, if you ask me. I feel like I got something of what I wanted. First off, they got one of the greatest villains of all time, Vader, on the Disney Plus Star Wars show. I never thought they would have used Vader on a show, but they did. So, yeah. What about you, Oscar?
Show's pretty good, well-rounded. It's a bit slow in some parts, but it gives you everything you would want from a Star Wars television show, I guess. A little bit of action, character development with Layla.
Yeah.
She's like a very small part. The show is about her, but she gets like very small parts in the.
I would say it's not about her. I think she's a supporting character.
I think this season was a lot about her. I would agree with him on that.
It's about Obi.
It is, but
It's called Obi.
They could have done all of this without her.
True.
They would have just had to figure out a different way to bring him into it.
Yeah. But I'm saying she was a good supporting character, but that's what she was, a supporting character.
Yeah.
But not to take away from your perspective.
But let's start with episode 5. That's when we see, so at the end of episode 4, they are taking off from the base in the sea, and Leia's got the little droid. I can't remember what she called him. But it has a tracker on it. They don't know. And they're flying to the rebel base.
Jim Beam?
Yes.
That's the name of the planet, yeah.
And we see Vader and Reva on the ship. And he's like, where are they? She tells him where they are. That's where we're going from here. And he tells her, kneel, rise, Grand Inquisitor. Mm-hmm. So she's got what she wanted.
Yeah, I'm sure she was like very happy about that. She's going to have the opportunity to try to take out Vader, but we all know Vader is way too powerful.
Yeah. So they get to the planet, and the rebels have they use the robot to lock everything down. So now they can't get out, and they basically have to now fight their way out. And you have a huge Imperial army that lands, and they're shooting at the thing, at the wall with the big blaster. Mm. And then Obi-Wan wants to go try to talk to her to stop her from doing what she's doing. And they're having this very private conversation, very publicly.
Don't really seem private, though.
Yeah, in front of a bunch of troops that are supposed to be with Vader, where she is openly admitting she wants to take him down.
And it seems like Obi-Wan is kind of swaying her a bit.
Oh, he definitely is either pulling on that part of her that wants to take him down, pulling on it pretty hard.
But at the same time, she wants to kill him. Obi-Wan doesn't really want to kill him.
No, because he thinks that that's Anakin.
He can be redeemed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he thinks he can redeem him.
But she wants to murder him.
Yes. Yes, she does. Because she was a Padawan.
Yeah, you called it then when we first did our first review on it. Yeah, you said that.
Thank you.
I like how they're both dealing with trauma. Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
With
the fact that his Padawan,
he failed him.
Yeah, he failed him.
Reva.
and because she couldn't protect her fellow Padawans in the temple,
and being
and
struck down, yeah.
there was no Jedi that could help them defend themselves because they were all getting killed. So she's like dealing with that loss and with that letdown that she thought that she was going to be protected by them, and now she's not.
All right, you feel good about this.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. We kind of glossed over that part where I was right. But yeah, so she was a Padawan. How she made it out of the Jedi Temple, I still didn't get 100%
I mean,
of
they
that.
said that. I mean, well, I heard that she covered herself with blood, and
Oh,
pretended she
basically
was
pretending to be dead.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if they said that or if I just forgot that they said it. But then, after this conversation's been held, basically she takes her lightsaber out and cuts this door like it wasn't even there.
And it just opens.
Yeah, it just opens.
So the whole blast in the door
Yeah.
was all...
They're just wasting ammo. And then a massive fight breaks out between the Imperials and the Rebels.
What?
And these Imperial stormtroopers, are not far enough away for them to be missing as many shots as they're missing. Now, I get the whole joke is that stormtroopers miss no matter what. But they are feet away and are missing every single shot that they make.
Yeah, how many stormtroopers does it take to kill like maybe 100 refugees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, movie logic, I mean...
Whoever's making this logic up
Yeah.
needs to look at it again.
Yeah.
But, so they're moving in, blasting their way through, not really killing any rebels, but a bunch of stormtroopers are being taken down like crazy. And we see, I can't remember what her name is right now. Tara, she basically sacrificed herself for the Republic.
I thought that she was going to be like a love interest to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I thought she was.
I thought she was too. They definitely made it seem like they had
Like a thing going.
yeah, some tension between them.
But it didn't happen.
But in Star Wars, everybody dies, so I mean, nothing lasts.
But still could have...
In the Clone Wars, he does have a love interest, I believe, and his love interest does die, but they didn't develop a whole love interest type thing with them before she died.
Wait, I do remember some in the episode that said that he had a brother, Obi-Wan. So like,
He had a whole family.
yeah. So
In one of the episodes, he talked about leaving them.
Mhm.
And I think he was talking about leaving them because he was still grieving the loss of Anakin, and he was talking about the prophecy. I can't remember, but he definitely had a whole family that he left for the Jedi Order.
Yeah, and I was just wondering if who else like in his family had the Force. Like,
Oh, that we don't know.
yeah, I mean, they need to like go into more depth about, I mean, his family or the situation revolving his life.
If there's another season, maybe we could see him either try to reconnect or meet, or maybe they'll try to bring his family into it to try to get him out of hiding again. Maybe.
Okay. Well, let's move on to another scene. Okay. I don't know if I'm jumping too far ahead,
Go ahead.
but
Joe.
I did enjoy Vader versus Reva, the fight scene.
Before we get into that, you're
Alright.
skipping one of the best scenes of the whole
Okay,
series.
tell me.
Vader walks in, and the ship's taking off.
Oh, yeah, the ship scene. Okay, I'll take off from there. Okay, so that scene, yeah. The ship's taking off, so someone had to have been a pilot of that ship.
Well,
Or was it autopilot?
Yeah.
or
it had to be.
autopilot, or like
Or even one of
remote
the
control,
robots.
maybe.
Who would
Maybe a droid or
sacrifice
something
themselves
like
like
Maybe
that?
a droid would.
Yeah. So,
True.
Like an R2 droid, it could have piloted it out.
so basically, it was a ship with nobody on it, and
Yeah.
then Vader he stops it
Single-handedly.
single-handed, one hand. Now, I feel like that took a lot of force power to do.
Oh, yeah.
So he stops the ship, he opens it, no one's inside. Second later, boom. That's when everybody comes.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah, I like
Second
how
ship goes.
Obi-Wan will predict it because they know each other's tactics and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
But you had said that why didn't he catch the second ship?
I had asked, I was like, man, it wouldn't have been just throw the other hand out and catch the second ship, but you answered with the same reason you were stating, that it probably took so much force energy to hold that ship, which in the movies we see Rey and Ben struggle to hold one ship themselves, but Vader, he just single-handedly had that ship.
I mean, he's the chosen one.
But yeah, so it probably took a lot of force energy to hold the ship, bring it down, and rip it apart. And they also got out of there pretty quickly, so maybe there wasn't enough time to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
But then let's go back to the Vader's fight scene with Reva.
Okay.
And you were talking about how much you liked it.
Oh, I enjoyed it. She was using 2 sabers on him initially.
I think the way their sabers are set up, I think they can be disconnected
and connected,
or they can use it in one staff,
and then they can use the twirl
they have
thing.
the twirl ability.
That was
They call it
great.
dual wielding. Your sword.
And then, like,
Did Vader even pull his lightsaber out, or did he use her lightsaber the whole time?
I think he used hers.
Yeah.
I think he used a bit of his
force
and then
grabbed it,
hers and stuff too. And then he got to a point where he was just using the force and he was just swatting her
Yeah.
hits away. But for me, when I was watching that scene, it seemed as if the way he was fighting kind of mirrored his fight with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was training him. And then it's like he wasn't even really using all his power on her.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
using-
toying with her. Like, it was choreographed really well.
He was using her rage against her.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like for me. I
'Cause-
thought that was pretty great.
Like you said, during this episode, we see the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. His anger is being used to Obi-Wan's advantage.
Yeah. And then I gotta point out how he was right about another scene. The old Inquisitor,
Yeah.
he comes and he's still
The
alive.
old
and stuff.
Inquisitor's still alive.
I thought he was dead. I said he was.
He said he had
was
2
dead.
stomachs, so that's why he survived.
Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't know about
in the
that.
yeah,
Oh, in the comics they do?
yeah.
Because
So-
all he says in this is revenge really does well for wanting to be alive.
And that she was being used the entire time, so.
Yeah, we
They
learned that
played
she's
her,
been used
yeah.
because Vader said, "Did you really think I couldn't see it coming? That you were trying to turn on me?"
I'm saying that he has the psychic Jedi power, so or the Force power, so he can see stuff, people's mind, the way that Leia has psychic powers too. So
But also, when Reva had Obi-Wan, they had him in cuffs. She sends him back inside with two guards. When you have the rebels on the inside, you send him back in, and then he breaks free from them. As Vader, I would have killed her either way.
Yeah,
How are you going to let her send in the prisoner and then lose the prisoner?
he's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he's not some random person. He's Obi-Wan.
yeah,
But at the end of episode 5, she sees the communicator that was dropped in the chaos, talking about, I'll go back to Tatooine and help.
Luke.
Yes, but she's talking about his uncle, and I can't remember his name.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
he's like, I'll go there if I don't hear from you. Bringing us into episode 6.
She put 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm. Because she had already talked to him in episode 2 or 1.
which I don't think was right that she would go after it. I know in
I don't
her
think it is
mind,
either.
she feels that I'm doing the same thing to you. What happened to me?
But that begs the question: does she know that Luke is his son?
I think she does. Because she knew his
Yeah,
name was
yeah,
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
But I know what you're about to say to that.
How
But
did
how
he-
is
how
it
did
if
she
he
know?
wasn't a Skywalker yet?
I mean, if she went after Leia, then wait.
They only went they only went after Leia because her dad fought in the war with Obi-Wan. They didn't know he was a Skywalker.
Mhm.
She might have went after Luke because she knows he's a Jedi, or she knows that her dad is going to go there and help out with him. So maybe she went there. She would go there for that and want to try to get Obi-Wan out that way. There's no way she could know that Luke Skywalker's his.
I think she knows somehow. I'm sorry. I just think somehow she knows, and that's why she's trying to act
But if
revenge.
she knows, how does Darth Vader not know?
I mean, who would want to tell Vader about his children? I mean, she probably would tell him like after she had slaughtered them, or like I killed your child.
Maybe.
Or.
Somehow she knows. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Somehow she knows that's Vader's
that's
son.
just where we differ. Because in my opinion, she didn't know that he was Vader's son.
Like she tried to kill him with a passion. She had passion and rage that she was trying to go after this. To her mind, it's a random kid. Why would she go after a random kid?
Yeah, not to hurt Obi-Wan. Like Obi-Wan didn't do it. Well, I guess he did. He wasn't there when Order 66.
She's been wanting to hurt Obi-Wan from the beginning. Because she said she didn't need Obi-Wan. But we're skipping past a lot because I just had to bring that up. I just had to bring that up for a second, but I skipped past the whole episode. Because in the beginning of this episode, they're trying to flee, but of course you cannot outrun a Imperial ship. And Obi-Wan basically says, I'll sacrifice myself. I'll leave. You guys go on ahead. And then he takes the pod and leaves.
I mean, everybody didn't want him to leave.
Yeah, and they were all like, no, we'll get out of this together. The hyperdrive's almost done. And he's like, nah, let me go.
They needed more time to get out,
but
that's when he took that. No,
he took
that's
the
next episode.
Yeah, he took the pod and left. Yeah, and he goes to some uninhabited planet. Let's just say that. And of course, Vader follows.
Yes. He
said he's not any Jedi. He's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, because they were more interested in him than the refugees. Because the Inquisitor wanted to go after the refugees.
Yeah, and they wanted to just destroy the refugees and then go after him. But Vader didn't care about them.
He wanted Obi-Wan. He wanted his master.
Which leads us to
the best scene.
Best scene in the whole
series. The fight scene. I think that the fight was movie level quality.
I would agree with that.
It was great. And we don't even agree that often, guys. So
for a second, I thought I was watching Avatar, But
you're gonna have to explain that one.
Yeah.
Explain
with the rocks and everything.
The Airbender.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Avatar: The Blue People.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're using the Force. That's the best scene, the best clip where after Vader buries him, he gets up. Which Vader had the high ground. I wish he would have said, "No, I have the high ground."
I actually thought that was going to be the end of Obi-Wan.
But that was dope. That was the best thing. He had all those, and that just shows he is more powerful than what he was leading on at the beginning of the show when he was barely using his Force. It started when he saved Leia, and then up until that point where he had all those rocks. It just shows he was immensely powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have did that from the beginning if he wanted to. If he had passion to do it.
He needed some inspiration.
Yeah, so. That scene in and of itself, like you can go to YouTube and watch that fight scene constantly. Like, oh, that was great. Like I said, that was good enough to be in theaters.
So after Obi-Wan gets the advantage and destroys half his helmet, Obi-Wan is talking to Anakin and Darth Vader. They use the color of the lightsabers to determine who's talking, because their voices are hand in hand. But sometimes Anakin will answer and they go blue. And then sometimes Vader will answer and it goes more red when they're talking. And so when Anakin says, "You did not kill Anakin," it's all blue, meaning Anakin's letting his master know he didn't kill him. But he goes, "I did." That's when it turns red and goes to Vader. They're using the lightsaber colors to show you who's talking to Obi-Wan in this moment.
Like different personalities or something.
Yeah, because Vader is a whole different person than Anakin.
Anakin, yeah.
Yeah. The multiple personalities were.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nice for Obi-Wan to have taken him out, but
I don't think he could ever have killed him. That's why he didn't kill him when he was older.
Feel like he still thinks he can redeem him. We all know.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
He doesn't get redeemed until his son is captured by the Sith. But we do know that Darth Vader is supposed to make an appearance in the Ahsoka series. I don't know. We don't know the full details of that, though. I don't know if he's going to appear as Anakin, being Ahsoka's master, or if he'll appear as Darth Vader. But anything else on this? Yes. because we completely left out the ending where. Let's go back to the end where as we were talking about beforehand, when she went to kill Luke.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Darn,
she went to go kill Luke, but then she has some type of emotional breakdown where she just gives him back and
she couldn't become a killer like Vader.
Yeah, she couldn't be.
I mean, but she is though.
Yeah, but
she couldn't become a child killer.
Okay.
Let's say that. let's say that. Oh yeah, because she killed a lot of Jedi.
Yeah.
She couldn't become a child killer.
Makes
and
sense.
couldn't do to Vader if she knows who he is. They did to her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I'm pretty sure she gives her lightsaber up to the desert. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
she drops it. No one picks it up. Maybe she picks it up later. But I think going forward, we might see her be done with the Jedi, or turn back to the good side.
Do you want her character further explored?
Hell yeah.
If she's alive, yes. Let's
Okay.
just because they made enough effort to even introduce her to us. Let's go. Let's go.
Showing that she was there when Order 66 went down and she survived.
Yeah, she might go back after Vader at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, who else survived other than her and Grogu and
Which I thought for a second we might see like a little pod floating
It
out of
would've been
the
nice,
Jedi
yeah.
temple, because we know he was being defended by some Jedi,
Mhm.
but how did he get out of there? Which I don't know if he did. I think they took him, but we didn't get all the facts on that. But yeah, so not many Jedi survive. So any that are left, something's got to be done with them.
Okay.
And then at the very end,
Leia, she
all
dresses,
about Leia, yeah.
She dresses up. She
yes,
has a holster.
right before that,
Okay, go ahead.
we see Obi-Wan finally get to interact with Qui-Gon's ghost.
Oh, some of you called again. Yeah, he loves saying,
Thank you,
"Oh, I called
thank
it.
you. I wrote
called
this.
it."
I wrote these last few episodes.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was not expecting Liam Neeson to show up.
Oh, I
Like,
was. I thought he was going to show up sooner than that, though.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
And I'm
yeah.
assuming if we get a second season, we'll see Obi-Wan interacting with the ghost, becoming more focused on the Force and more at one with the universe.
Okay.
But going back to Leia, she's dressing up in what I can only assume is a miniature outfit of what Leia wears
in the future.
in the future. But she puts the holster on. And it's like, yeah, she got this holster from Obi-Wan. It was Tara's. But, one, if she's an explosive, how much of that holster is still going to be there? Two, she never wears the holster in the future movies, so why give it to her at all?
Maybe they're gonna explore some
Maybe.
type of story.
Or maybe she forgot, or I don't know, lost it.
Maybe. She forgot about it.
It got
the time she got
destroyed.
kidnapped.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go to ratings?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, you go first, Mr. Hype Man.
Mr. Hype Man. Episode 5. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Very good. It had my second favorite scene of the whole series. We got to see Reva really come into her overall character development. Episode 6, 9 out of 10. Solely for that fight between Obi-Wan and Vader. And for that was it. It gets a 9 solely for that, because that was the whole episode. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
my rating is episode 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Episode 5.
Yeah, episode 5. I'm gonna give it a 6 because it's a bit slow. I think the best scenes in there were him and Reva fighting Vader and Reva, and the fake out between the ships. Yeah, I think that's it for me on that. Yeah.
Well, episode 6.
Oh, episode 6. That was definitely a 10. Vader and him fighting at the end. Rocks throwing back and forth. That's all I got.
Okay, that's cool. Episode 5, I'm gonna give a 9. I thought it was real good. The whole fake out scene with the ships, Vader showing his strength, and that was some powerful strength there. And then they got away. And then the scene, I think somebody had asked, did they fight, and did he use her sword? He did use her sword when they was fighting. The fact that he slowed it down and all this and that, and he was just whipping her stuff, and then the old Inquisitor came back and he was still alive. So that's a 9 for me. And then I'm gonna give the second one a 9.5. You know, I'm just gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give the second one a 10 because that rock scene where Obi-Wan, he was lifting those rocks. I thought that scene was so powerful. So yeah, I think that it was great. But to whip it back this way, about to go ahead and do a series rating. As regards for overall series rating, I'm going to give the series rating a 9 out of 10. It was a very good show, if you ask me.
Yeah, I give it an 8. It's very well-rounded. Action, montages, nostalgia. You know, Hayden Christensen coming back, Obi-Wan.
I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'll go right in between you guys. Because there were some things that I didn't like, but a lot of great scenes towards the end. Maybe the beginning started off a little slower than it should have. But yeah, 8.5.
All right. Well, those were our ratings and series ratings for Obi Wan Kenobi. We definitely did enjoy the show. So I'd like to remind you guys that my name is Jamel.
I'm Oscar.
And I'm Frank.
And we're going to see you on the next one.
If you liked that video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We out.